Hey guys, how's it going? Today it's a one-year follow-up on this 2008 Toyota Tundra, and it has been a year and 5 days, and we're actually quite a bit over on the mileage. Not for the oil. The oil's recommended up to 25,000 or 1 year, and we're at 21,000 and change on the mileage. And the filter is actually a 15,000 mile filter, but knowing Amsoil quality, I don't think there's any problems. But so we're just going to do a drain and fill. If you go back to the original video, we did do an engine flush with Amsoil engine flush, but it's run smooth and trouble-free for a year, so we'll go ahead and drain it and get it back on the road for another year. Alright, so with our 14 millimeter, go ahead and break this loose. Try not to bust any knuckles here. Oh, there we go. Not too tight. Hopefully I don't splash you guys on the video with this. There it is. We'll let that drain really good and get to work on the filter. But yeah, guys, Amsoil has been out since 1972, and they've been recommending these extended drains for that entire time. So it is tested and proven, and I know it's probably raising some of your eyebrows, but this oil absolutely has over 21,000 miles on it. And what it is, it's a 100% synthetic, a chemically engineered synthetic. Generally speaking, you don't find stuff like this at your auto parts stores. Most of those use a Group 3 hydrocracked petroleum, which the courts allow them to call synthetic. You can look up a lawsuit between Mobil and Castrol back in the late 90s, I believe it was. And so basically, it was basically over the definition of synthetic oil. So you gotta buyer beware with what you're getting there. But Amsoil is a 100% chemically engineered. We call it a true synthetic. So it resists heat, acids, blow by, all the things that break down your oil. The Amsoil will eventually break down, but it lasts so much longer. It flows. I think this 0W-20 flows to like minus 60 or something like that. So it's very good for cold weather, very good for hot weather. It's really good. Hey guys, so the EA15K04 is the filter for this Tundra, and it does have the 5.7. I don't know if there was other options that year, 2008. There's a lot of these trucks with 1 million. Well, I won't say a lot, but there are some trucks out there, Toyotas with 1 million miles on them, which is crazy. But it's good quality truck. Protect it with good quality oil, and we are using the Amsoil 0W-20. You know, if you want to use 520, you sure can. We have that as well at my website, number1synthetic.com. And SN Plus. This is an old bottle. Where's one of the new ones? These are bottles that I had in my cabinet here, but here we go. API SP. So the story is that when these new specs came out very recently, this is September of 2020, but very recently API SP and these new specs came out, and Amsoil tested and was ready with no formulation changes. So Amsoil Signature Series is definitely ahead of the curve, you could say. And yeah, that's the filter for this vehicle. I'll put a link down in the first comment. Guys, if you go to amsoil.com and you care to help me out, say Michael Troll, Amsoil dealer, 146-3115 is my dealer number. Here's my info as well. You can also go to numberonesynthetic.com. That's my personal Amsoil website, and everything will ship straight from Amsoil, and free shipping over $100. What else? You can look up your vehicle there. Just put in your year, make, model, engine. But and while we're talking about that stuff, be sure to subscribe to my channel and share and like, comment, all that good stuff. I appreciate it. So I also bought this wrench for this truck last time by Motivex, and I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but this is a really well built. Some of the wrenches for the Toyota filters are real thin, and you can end up, you know, bending them or whatever. But I went all out. I got a, I think, what's this, a 27mm socket, and it fits. You can use a 3/8, but if your thing was really tight, this will make sure you don't, you know, wobble anything out or strip anything out. So I won't probably show this change in super detail. I'll show you what I'm doing, but if you go back to my video, subscribe if you would, and go back to my video from a year ago, I do all this in glorious detail. Look at that Amsoil filter. The O-rings at both ends, and then in the package there's all the O-rings you need for putting on the housing when you put it back in, and it comes with this handy little thing to let you drain the housing. So what you do, this is all in that first video, by the way, but you take a see, there's where we're letting the oil drip. I try to let it drip as long as I can, but you put a 3/8 drive into that, take that out, and you screw this in. We'll do that, I'll show you. And then that drains this whole housing, because if you take this off without draining it, you're gonna, you know, have a bunch of oil coming out.
Cruise or getaway or something, but I'm just, you know, not sure when. So we want to try to keep all that stuff in mind.
Absolutely. There you go. So there's a little of it there, and there's an O-ring in there. I'm gonna screw this in. There it comes. Yeah, so each Amsoil filter, well, each cartridge, Amsoil cartridge style, comes with one of these, and it just makes your life easier. Going right in the coffee can. Then we'll take that out once it's done draining, and we'll use our filter wrench to remove this entire cap. And check yours, there may be a little spring clip you have to push out of the way, I think right there. So just take a look at that. Alright, got a new crush washer on our drain plug, and we'll just put that in and just tighten it up. There's a torque spec, but you know, just use your head and don't strip it. But that's the good thing about using a new crush washer, is you'll kind of feel it, you know, you'll feel it get tight, and then it kind of seats it, and that prevents leaks. Okay. Alright, so went ahead and used our wrench. We drained the housing and got this out. So, you know, this isn't too bad looking for over 21,000 miles. The filter is still very intact. I mean, these Amsoil filters are well built. Now I wouldn't recommend it. It is recommended for 15,000, but you know, the fact that, you know, went a little over and it's still intact, and I mean the engine's purring like a kitten. So I know Amsoil builds their stuff for quality and everything. So we'll go ahead and get this changed out and change out the O-rings, and I'll show you that in a minute. Alright, so we're going to start by just some fresh oil on the O-rings, and just get them. It's important to do this. I'm going to get a little oil on my hand, but at least it's not the used stuff. Get it in the groove there. That's good. And we can drop our filter in. And that's got the O-rings on both ends, which is nice. And then this filter will go in the bottom recess with the little cap. Just hit these threads just a little. That'll help it as it threads on. Where'd that oil go? It must have spread out real quick. I can't even see it now. Just help it thread in the housing a little better. Alright, so we got that filter screwed back on there. And if you want to see that cartridge filter in detail, again, feel free to subscribe and go back to my video from a year ago. I did all of this in great detail. So I was just kind of giving you the highlights this year, but we do have the drain plug back in, and we're going to add 8 quarts of this Amsoil Signature Series 0W-20, and like I said, you can get it at my website, number1synthetic.com. There'll be a link down in the first comment below, or you can always go through amsoil.com, and when they ask you what dealer, if you want to put my name in, Michael Trull, that'll help me out. If you know anybody that would be into this kind of stuff, definitely share the video too, if you don't mind. Alright, 1 down, 7 to go. So yeah, if you look at the oil cap, it actually does say either 5W20 or 0W20, so we are good with the Amsoil Signature 020. We got 8 quarts in there. We're going to start it up. We got the sticker on there, and whenever you're ready, Mike, are you ready to start it? And we'll hear how it runs, check for leaks. We'll make sure I'm sure your oil pressure light already went out, but it sounded pretty good.
I've got, of course, that thing that maintenance required. I don't know how to get that off. But
I'm gonna have to go back and look at my follow-up video from last year, and because I forgot how to do it. But if you go back to my video from last, maybe like a couple weeks after the initial switch over to Amsoil, I did show how to clear that maintenance light. And get back under there. I think that's just wet from I didn't clean it up as good. Yeah, it's not leaking. It's just shiny from the oil that we lubed the O-ring with. And then it's good as well. There we go, sounding strong. Good for another year. Alright, so we're just gonna get our reading here. We got 8 quarts in. We started it. and it's been a few minutes since it's been off, so we should be right on the money. Actually, maybe even, okay, so it looks like it's a little over full there, but on this side it's right on the dot. So I think we're good with that. And yeah, guys, just check out number1synthetic.com or amsoil.com and tell them Mike Troll, Amsoil dealer, sent you. Yeah, this side is right on the dot, so good for another year. But just remember to pull your dipstick about once a month, or however often, because you don't want to let your vehicle get low on oil. And it's good stuff, and they make transmission fluid and almost everything else. So all right, thanks guys.